Hi. All right. I think we shall call this look alternative Harry Potter or something. Because I don't know. I feel like it's just my hair is kind of messy today. I had it looking so nice earlier, but now I've been outside so many times, and every time I go outside, I have to put a hat on. So it like ruins everything every time. So now this is the result. I've been keeping my hair longer and I've been managing it myself. I haven't even been going to the hairdressers for several months now. I'm putting my hairdresser out of business. I'm so sorry. She does a great job whenever I do go, but sometimes I just can't be bothered. If you don't get it done professionally and you just fuck around yourself, then you know what the result is going to be, right? So it just is what it is. But all things considered, I think I've been doing pretty well this time around. Today, I want to talk about fitness and I want to talk about my journey with it and my changes with it. And maybe I will sprinkle in some law of attraction stuff that relates to this as well. I will put some B roll in this one just so you can see just some fitness stuff because I do feel like if you're gonna talk about fitness, maybe you should show some stuff as well because otherwise what is the point? I am not some kind of fitness person. I am not a fitness influencer. I am not a nutritionist. I am none of those things. I am just a random person who was just talking about her experience with fitness in her own life. And nothing in this video is anything that you should like take and copy for yourself. Because I know there's going to be some people out there who are on a fitness journey, on a weight loss journey, on a fat loss journey, and you're just looking desperately for things to do, right? Because I know that's how it is, because that's how I used to be at the start. You would just watch all these videos from all of these people trying to find the things that you're supposed to do so that you could get the results that you want. So I get it. You might feel tempted to like copy something, but if you do copy something, then it's at your own risk because you are a different person from me. I'm just talking about it because it's a part of my life, and this is my channel, and that's why. It's not because I am a fitness influencer. So do not subscribe to this for this kind of content because it might be maybe sometimes I will post something that has something to do with fitness, but a lot of the times I don't. And on this channel, I tend to just post about law of attraction lately a lot, or just random things. It's my random channel, pretty much. And I also know that if you're gonna be talking about fitness and you're gonna be showing your body and stuff, that yeah, you're opening a can of worms with this for lots of random people to say lots of random and probably negative things about your body because this is the fucking internet. So, of course, they're gonna do that. And I'm aware of that. But I still want to talk about my journey because why not? I just want to talk about it just for myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into this. So, I have a list of things that I actually want to go over in this one. Fitness. I'm sure you've heard about you've heard of a summer body, right? You have heard of a beach body. Well, have you ever heard of a holiday body? Because that's what I feel like I have right now. This is Christmas time. This is Christmas Eve that I'm filming this right now. And you might be wondering, like, Kelly, why are you filming this on Christmas Eve? Aren't you supposed to be with your family? Don't worry, we're going to be celebrating tomorrow. But today we're not really doing anything yet. So I have all this time to myself. But I feel like I got a holiday party going on right now, which just means that if you have watched this channel before, I have posted a few videos about having abs and stuff, and like getting abs because I never had them before in my life. And this is kind of the first time in my life that I do have them. However, right now, it's the holidays. And a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on this. And this is not me trying to like fight you and your opinion on this. I'm just expressing mine, which is that I don't really see things as so black and white, as in like if I am interested in fitness, I always have to eat some specific way, and I never ever like pivot from that. Because there's a lot of people out there who just feel like I'm never having cake ever in my life, because for them this physique, especially the abs and everything, is just very important. And I get that, and that's completely valid. But I personally feel that if it's like the holidays or someone's birthday or something like this, personally, yes, I will have the cake. I will have the everything. And we are all so familiar. I feel like it's got to be like almost everybody in the world that's familiar with, Christmas dinner and what that's like, and the kinds of foods that are there, and the kinds of desserts that are there. And, as I was saying earlier, that my family's gonna celebrate tomorrow. Well, my mom is making a cake for tomorrow for the family for Christmas dinner. And this is a very sweet cake. It's very sweet. It's very, has a lot to do with whipped cream. And I personally am not even really a fan of whipped cream. But if it's not too sweet, then I'm okay with it. And this particular cake has a lot of that. And it is very sugary and very everything, as you can imagine. And I know a lot of fitness people seeing that sort of cake would be like, hell no, this is never happening. I am never eating something like this. And like I said, completely valid. However, me, tomorrow, at Christmas dinner, yeah, I'm gonna be having a lot of this cake, okay? Because it's just simply too good. It's an amazing cake. I like that cake a lot. And then, for New Year's Eve, I think my mom's gonna bake some more sweet treats. Not this cake, but something else. And I'm gonna have a lot of those things too. And that's just how I am on holidays. And let's go back in time a little bit. So this year, one of my biggest things that I have done personally for myself is a fat loss journey. I started this journey in March of this year, and I had never ever done anything like that before ever. But I had been to the gym for around 2 years at least by that point. But I had been going, but I never changed my eating because I honestly didn't care that much at that time. So I didn't change my eating, and I just went to the gym, and it was just about getting stronger, which is exactly what I achieved. And for a while, that was exactly what I'd wanted for myself. But then my goals have changed over time. So this year in March, I was just, I was still going to the gym, but suddenly I had this idea that, I've never tried to change my eating. And I still have quite a high fat percentage. So what if I actually tried? What if I actually tried to change my eating and see if I can reduce some of this fat? And I guess it was kind of the right time to do this because honestly, nothing was really in my way by the time that I decided to do this. It almost felt like everything just kind of lined up right immediately. Because, up until this point, I live with my mom, and she has been cooking for the two of us for a really long time. And I think she actually likes that. So it's not a problem for her. But now, suddenly I was like, hey, mom, I'm going to start eating completely differently because I want to do this fat loss thing. I want to try out what this would be like and where I would get with it. And initially, I expected some pushback from my mom. And I didn't want to offend her in any way. It wasn't me saying that, your food is not good or something. And my mom she doesn't really make like super unhealthy stuff. So it was never like I was just eating these like really unhealthy things. I wasn't like eating fast food a lot or like nothing like that. But I do think that her foods probably are kind of, I think they have just like more fat and stuff in them than the stuff that I make for myself now. And it just kind of reminds me of like being a teenager and, suddenly being like, hey, mom, I'm going to be. I'm going to be a vegetarian from now on, from today. And if your mom is anything like moms in my culture, in the Estonian culture, your mom would be like hell you are. Your mom would just look at you like this. I'm like, what the hell got into you? And I didn't want to cause a reaction like that. So I was like trying to tell my mom, like really softly, that I would like to start eating differently. But it actually went really well because my mom was just like, yeah, it's totally fine. Actually, she was happy for me. She was happy that I was taking an interest and making my own food. Ever since then, I started making my own food. I started buying my own food. And yeah, now I just buy the majority of my own stuff. And by now, we eat completely different things. It's like I have my own shelves in the fridge for just my stuff, and my mom has her own completely different stuff on her own shelves. It's like this now. And it's been working out great, and I have been feeling like the universe is really funding this in a way. I started from being 58 kilograms, and now I'm ending the year on 49 kilograms, which I think it's a pretty substantial change. And I had to figure this all out on my own. I didn't really have any help, and I didn't have anyone around that would know a lot about this. So it was basically just these people on YouTube who are into fitness and who are fitness influencers and who know a lot about this. I'll just watch so many videos about that and then try to like come up with my own plan of things to do and things to eat. But I do find that if you are someone who's interested in this, you want to do a fat loss, weight loss journey, and you're currently thinking, oh my God, it's going to be so difficult. That used to be me. I used to think that it was going to be so difficult. But then if you actually get into this, and you look up what different people are saying, interestingly, you seem to come full circle pretty fast because they all say pretty much the same things over and over and over again. That was an interesting discovery for me. And this is the first time in my life that I have ever even seen an outline of my own abs. So this is kind of like a really, really big thing for me. And I know there's going to be some people who would say they don't even consider, like the body that I have right now, they don't even consider that lean. And maybe for you, this is not lean, but I just feel like for where I come from and how it used to be, this feels pretty damn lean for me. And I do know that like I could probably go lower in body fat percentage. And it's interesting, even though I have this holiday body right now, I still feel like I have been losing some more fat. Maybe it's not so obvious on my stomach, but it's like on different parts of my body, like for my arms, for example. Like these veins are starting to really pop. And I'm seeing some veins that I've never seen before, ever in my life. That's a very fun experience for me, actually. There's another group of people who would be like, well, this is my dream body. Like, I know for a fact there's somebody out there who feels that this is your dream body. It's like you would love to get to this point. And I will say there was nothing wrong with the body that I used to have. Like, I wasn't like hugely unhealthy or something. I just had a higher body fat percentage. And you might ask me, like, where did this come from? Like, why did I have that? And I think it was just because my lifestyle was so, it was so different. Like, for one thing, like, yes, I would go to the gym and I would go at least 3 days a week, which is, I think, is pretty good. But as I said, I never changed my eating. And so then I just kind of ate whatever at whatever times. And I think I used to overeat a lot too. And then whenever I was not at the gym, I wouldn't really have much activity otherwise in my life. Like I would spend a lot of my time at the computer. And that was just kind of my life. I would maybe go out once or twice a week for a walk. But that doesn't really do anything. Like if you want to lose fat or weight, you do need to, I feel like, you do need to move a little bit more than that. Like at least take regular walks, but I wasn't even doing that. I would just take walks sometimes. And there might be like entire weeks would go by and I would not even take a walk. So contrasting that to what I am doing today, at this current point in time, right now, what I am doing, I am going to the gym regularly. It is at least 3 times a week, and it's probably more than that. It can be even 4 times, sometimes even 5 times. But I do most weeks. I tend to have 2 rest days, and then sometimes I switch it up and I don't go to the gym and I instead stay home and I do calisthenics, which is a new thing for me. This is something I just picked up this year. And there are several reasons for that. It's not because this is something that you have to do. It was just because, well, there are several reasons. Like for one thing, right now I have this specific gym privilege where I can sort of go at like whatever time I like, and I can go a lot. But I wanted something that I could also do where if the gym is not available for whatever reason, I would still have something that I can do. And so I discovered calisthenics. And I felt like this is perfect because calisthenics, you can do this without any equipment at all. Like, yes, there is calisthenics equipment, and yes, I have acquired some calisthenics equipment for myself, but technically, you can find ways to do calisthenics without anything. So it's a great way, in my opinion, to keep in shape, no matter where you are or what you are doing. So that's just why I picked that up for myself. And the other reason is just I wanted to add more activity because I just thought, well, I've never really seen an obese calisthenics person. And since I was doing a fat loss thing, I was just like, I have never seen an obese calisthenics person. So must be something to this, right? That would help me. That's what I was thinking. And I do find that, yeah, it does help you. It does help you because you're just adding more activity. And also, it's a different kind of strength than the strength that you get at the gym. Because what you get at the gym is kind of like outside strength. Like you can lift all of these things up or push them somewhere, you get that kind of strength. But just because you go to the gym, it doesn't mean that you're able to do something like pull-ups, for example, or push-ups, for example. Like with your own body weight, you might not be able to do it, it's so interesting to me, but that's how it is. Because calisthenics is like inner strength. So if you can combine the two, I feel like that's a pretty solid approach. I am so much at the beginning stages of this. I am not like somebody who's like amazing at this. And even with my like gym progress, it's not like I have these crazy weights that I am pushing and pulling. And I feel like a lot of people want to ask like what are your numbers for these weights? And I always feel like I hesitate to say because I just feel like you guys want to be impressed. You want to hear something totally amazing. But I don't go to the gym to impress other people, and I don't do calisthenics to impress other people. I just do it for my own health and for my own goals. So I'm not really concerned with like what would be impressive for other people to hear. So as far as I know, my numbers might not be impressive at all. I don't think it's important even to share that, to be honest, like what those numbers are specifically, because it just varies so much from person to person because it's all about what your goals are. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Because there's so many different things you can do at the gym. You can go for like aesthetics, or you can go for strength, or you can go for mobility. It's or just like all of those things. Like there are so many different approaches, and you just gotta find your own thing. And training for these things looks completely different in my experience. Since March and since having this fat loss thing, it seems like I have not really lost any muscle because my weights have all consistently gone up on all the exercises that I do, which is awesome. By now, I have also achieved 2 pull-ups, that is not, again, that's not very amazing. That's not very impressive for people, I think. But it's a whole lot more than the zero that I was at before. So I personally am very happy about this. And this is not assisted pull-ups in any way. These are like the real thing, from hanging. It's not even the negatives or anything. I started with the negatives. I never did the resistance band ones just because I don't have a resistance band. I have now gotten to the place where I can actually do 2 at a time. So it's not much, but it's a lot more than 0. So I'm happy with that. And I just hope to continue to build more strength to be able to do more. It's so interesting with pull-ups. You wouldn't think that this is such a difficult exercise, but then if you've never done a pull-up before in your life and you would like to try, I challenge you to try. And you will discover that, like, wow, why is this so difficult? Like, you wouldn't think that this exercise, this specific one, is going to be that hard, but apparently it is that hard. It's one of the harder exercises. Well, at least for me, anyway. So it's kind of hard to advance on very quickly, anyway. At least for me. And now I can also do push-ups from the ground, which is great. And it's a lot more than the 0 that I was able to do before. And I started from doing them on my knees, and now I can do them from my toes. Like a normal, regular push-up. In terms of what I am eating. So I'm just going to insert here some footage of me just preparing my lunch for today. This is a pretty basic meal for me. My very basic lunch. So this time I just had some salmon and lentils and cottage cheese and peas and green onion and carrots. Or, well, 1 carrot. And then just some black bread with cheese and chia seeds. And my drink was coffee with some protein powder. This is a very basic meal for me for lunchtime. I feel if I ate like that, like if I only ate meals like this, I probably would be an even lower body fat percentage than I am. But as I said, it's currently the holidays. So I am eating a lot of sweet things right now because I think there's 2 things going on here. For one thing, it's the holidays. And I have already expressed to you that I kind of have a chill attitude about the holidays. Like, I am actually following my cravings at the moment, which is for a lot of sweet things, like gingerbread cookies, different fruits, candy even, chocolate. And yes, that's the chocolate that's 87% bitter. But honestly, if you practice eating that, I promise it won't feel that bitter for you. Because I feel like, I just want to mention this because I feel like most people seeing that would be like, what the fuck? Like 87% bitter dark chocolate? You eat that shit? Yes, I eat that shit. And I eat other types of chocolate too. Even milk chocolate. Anything. I do like sweet. I do like sweet things. I will say that much. But yes, if you practice eating bitter chocolate, at some point, you will be able to kind of pull that sweet taste out of it because you will be used to it. Well, I am eating a lot of these things too. A lot of sweet things right now. This is my holiday eating. So, like, one reason is the holidays, but the other reason is that I think I finally got into that point where a lot of people have been talking about this. Well, when you are doing a fat loss journey, that at some point, your body is just going to ask you to eat more. And again, I am not a nutritionist, so I can't tell you, like, why exactly this happens, but you will reach that point. And I think that I have finally reached that point. And at that point, I do know that you are supposed to eat more. Now, I'm not going to say that you're supposed to eat more sweets. Like, no, probably not. Well, it depends on what your own beliefs are, which I'm going to get to that too. But you are supposed to eat more. Like, don't eat less, because that would be I think that would be a mistake at that point. So I think that's another thing that's going on for me right now. It's just my body is asking for more food, my body is also asking me to move more. So I have been adding like more walks in my day. Like in addition to my gym stuff and my calisthenics stuff, just more walks. And right now these are kind of cold walks because it's winter and it's pretty cold here. But I still go. This is just something that my body is asking for. And I do try to follow my intuition a lot. Like just in general in life and like with my body too. You know, my daily job is voiceover. But I only record at nights because it's the only time I can get adequate quiet around here. So that kind of means that during the day, if I'm not like answering emails and stuff, I have so much time to kind of do what I want to do. So I have the time and space to go for these walks, which I realize that that is a huge luxury and I don't take it for granted. So it means a lot to me that I'm able to do that. I know that a lot of people are not able to do that. So this is why I say, like, you can't copy what somebody else is doing. You have to find your own way with this. So just remember, I am just one random person on this planet talking about her own journey with fitness, and that's it. That's all that's happening in this video right now. So basically, I have had it added more activity to maybe try and combat some of this additional eating of sweet things on the holidays. I would say that right now I'm very much following my cravings. Like what my body is letting me know. Like this morning, I woke up with this craving for egg on toast. Just boiled egg on toast. I really wanted that. I haven't been having that for quite a while, and I wanted it this morning, so I made that for myself. Like I woke up with this thought in my head. My body was just like, please, would like to have egg on toast this morning. And I was like, okay, egg on toast it is. So this is the part where I would like to sprinkle in some law of attraction stuff. So for all the people who are just interested in the fitness stuff and this doesn't mean anything to you, you can probably like just leave this video now. Because this is just gonna be crazy stuff that doesn't mean anything to you. I'm warning you now. What is the law of attraction perspective on something like this? Something like cravings. Like what is it? What is a craving? According to law of attraction. And my current understanding is, well, for one thing, I believe that we don't know half the things about our bodies and what our bodies are capable of doing as we believe that we do. I think there's a lot more research that needs to be done about what our bodies are really capable of. Because I think that they are capable of a lot more than we are aware of at this current time. When you get a craving for something, according to law of attraction, what I have learned, this is basically your body saying, please give us this thing, because in this thing, there is something that we can use for something. And if you were to just follow that, if you were to just give your body this thing, and you would stay out of the way of it, which means that you don't start guilt tripping yourself overdoing that. And you don't feel bad that you ate that thing. You have no kind of bad feeling at all. You just give your body this thing because your body is asking for this thing. Then your body would be able to take from that thing whatever it is that it needs. You won't even know what it is that it needs, but your body knows. And it will be able to use those things from that thing that you ate in a way that is beneficial for you. And you don't suffer like bad consequences for that. And this blew my mind when I first learned about this. And I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of resistance come up when I talk about something like this, because it's kind of what you eat and how you eat and how we should eat and what we should eat, shouldn't eat and what we should eat. It's kind of a very touchy subject, and I'm very aware of that. But I'm just trying to explain to you the law of attraction perspective that I have come to learn, which is that technically, we should be able to eat anything under the sun. And if we just didn't label these things as these are the healthy things and these are the unhealthy things, if we could just look at all food as potential things that we could have, and if we could all have this belief that my body is so smart and so capable that it's able to get anything it needs from anything that I give it, then this is what your reality would have to be. And your body would have to be able to do that because you wouldn't be in the way. But what happens with a lot of us, myself included, is that we just have these limiting beliefs, which it's so common. We have these limiting beliefs in the way where we are like, this particular group of food is junk food. So if I have this, then I'm gonna feel guilty afterwards. And then I don't get any benefit from this. And we think that we don't get the benefit because it's bad food. Like it's inherently bad. And I'm not saying that it's healthy food or something, but I'm also not saying that this is the root of all evil. I'm just saying that according to law of attraction, it has something to do with your beliefs as well. And that you potentially could get something beneficial from this junk food if you didn't label it as such. Because the worst thing that you can do is believe that something is bad for you and then do it anyway. Because then you get absolutely no benefit from it. Because you're energetically in the way of the benefit. I hope that's making some kind of sense. You are just literally in the way with your own limiting beliefs, and then you can't get benefit from it. And then you see the corresponding results, like you gain more fat or whatever when it comes to the food. But if you could just eat the food and not feel guilty and just bless the food and then just be like, all food is my friend and my body knows what to do with it, you would have to see different results. You would have to see that, yes, in fact, your body knows what to do with it. We all know that there are people out there who could eat whatever they want. And I'm pretty sure if I had somebody here who eats like that and I could ask them, like, what are your beliefs about what you eat? It probably would be something like, I'm just not that worried about it. Or I believe that I will be fine. Or you can even believe that you have good genetics. That would be a helpful belief for you to have. I have good genetics and therefore I am not affected by it. I'm not affected badly by this. So that would be your belief, regardless of if that's actually the case or not. I don't even know if genetics actually plays any part in anything when it comes to law of attraction, because it just, to me, it seems to be all about your own beliefs. Even if you had like bad genetics, you could create a belief that you have good ones, you have good genetics, and then everything would have to respond to that. Basically, if you get a craving, according to law of attraction, you actually should follow it, because it's just your body sending you this signal, like, give us this thing because there's something in it that is beneficial to us. But we have just come to misunderstand what a craving means, because we are so used to interpreting this in this way where this is a bad thing. It's a bad thing for me to get a craving. And then we immediately get in the way of it ourselves. So that whenever we actually do eat the thing, we feel bad. And then we don't get any benefit from it. And then we go, well, all cravings are just bad. I don't think that's actually the case. But I do know that a lot of people have a lot of different feelings about their food. And I think that at the end of the day, you have to do according to your beliefs. You have to act according to your beliefs. So if you believe that this thing that I would like to have is bad for me, maybe don't have it. Because if you have it, then you're just in the way with your own beliefs. So then you can't get the benefit from it. You basically have just two choices when it comes to the law of attraction and food. Either you have to find some way to think about these different foods that you want to have as not a problem to you and start to believe that actually my body has the ability to deal with anything that I might give it, and that there's a reason, a good reason, that it's asking for the things that it's asking for. And if you think those things enough, then eventually it will become a belief. And then it has to be that way. Because law of attraction states that it has to be that way. It has to follow your beliefs. Or else you have to take the beliefs that you currently hold about what you think you should do in order to get to that body that you want to get to, and then do those things. And then you will get to the body you want to get to. It's funny how this works. So if I believe that I need to move a lot and I can't have certain foods, then, like, in order to get to this body that I want to get to, then yes, this is exactly what I need to do. I need to move a lot and I can't have these certain things. And if I follow that, then yes, I will get to the body that I want to get to. But if I would like to have these certain things and I would like to maybe move less, then I need to find some way to change my own belief in order to still get to the body that I want to get to. Because otherwise I am just energetically in the way of this happening, so then it cannot manifest. That is the law of attraction perspective on food and on cravings and what they mean. And so basically for me right now, I actually am in a process of changing my own beliefs about food. Because to tell you quite honestly, I would like to be one of these people who is just able to eat anything that they want and have this belief that I will be fine. My body knows what to do with it. And all food is my friend. And I do feel like I have made some progress with this because, like, even with like eating these, like more of these sweet things, there was a time when I first started the fat loss journey where I thought that I couldn't like ever have candy ever again. No chocolate, no candy, nothing. If I wanted something sweet, it would have to be some kind of fruit or berries, something like that, right? None of these sugary sweet things ever again. And then so I followed that for a while, and yeah, I did have results from that. Like it worked. Fat loss happened and everything. I guess personally, I like to enjoy my life a lot more than that. So you just kind of have to ask yourself, like, what am I willing to put up with in order to have the body that I want to have? Like, do I really want to go the rest of my life not being able to have any of these sweet things ever again? Or I don't want that for myself, and only you can answer that for yourself. But for myself, personally, I just felt like, well, I would like to have these things, you know? There's a lot of sweet things that people have come up with and created that just taste amazing. And I would like to have them because it's just, for me, it's part of enjoying life, basically. I just figured I do think that I have to change my belief about this. Because otherwise, as I said, if you keep on having these things, but you have a belief that this is bad for me, then you can't get the benefit from it because you're in the way energetically. You're in the way. Your cells can't get any kind of benefit from that in that case. So you're in the way with your own limiting belief. And so that's kind of where I was at the start. But then I started like experimenting a little bit. Like I would give myself like a little bit more of the sweet things again that I'd previously said like a complete no to because I was scared. I was scared that if I have this thing, I'm just gonna ruin my fat loss thing entirely. But then I started giving myself a bit more of these sweet things. And I would still have the fruits and berries and everything and all that too, but just with these sweet things added sometimes. And I was just kind of experimenting, trying to see like what happens. I would bless these things that I would have. I would think about how good they are, and I would think about the people that make these things and the people that have come up with these things and how great it is that it is that these things exist in the first place so that we can enjoy them. So I would just basically have like good feeling thoughts about these things before I would have them. And then I would have them and I would discover that indeed I didn't really suffer any bad effects from that. Like I continued to have fat loss. Well, I don't think that I'm like entirely there yet where I'm just like able to have whatever and however much ever I would like to have it. But I think it's possible to get there with your own beliefs. And I'm only talking about this because I like to talk about the law of attraction on this channel. And there is nothing in this world that is like separate from the law of attraction. So there's always something to say on like literally any subject that you could think of. And so it is with this one as well. So for me, it's just interesting things to think about and to experiment with. I hope in the new year to continue with my fitness journey and I just want to get stronger and more fit. And I mean, who knows? Maybe I will get a lower fat percentage than the one that I have now. I have no idea what it is, by the way. Like in terms of numbers, I don't know what it is. But I don't know. Maybe it will go lower. Maybe it won't. But either way, I have to say I am happy. I am happy with these changes that I made and what they have resulted in. And I feel great. And I think that my body also looks great. Like I am happy with this body, which is a big thing for me to be able to say because I never really felt that way before. So I definitely recommend the fat loss / weight loss / fitness journey for anyone, especially if you've been someone before where you don't like your physical appearance, because I do feel like your physical appearance is important in the sense that, well, you spend your entire life with yourself in this body that you have. So I think that you should be able to make any change that you want to it. And you should be able to experiment with it and do whatever you want with it. And you certainly should like it because, well, you are always there with yourself 24/7. And life is just very difficult if you don't like the way you look. I know because I used to be there. Doing something to change it or improve it, I think, is a positive thing just for yourself. Not for other people, but for yourself. Doing it for yourself. Thank you so much for listening if you're still here with me. And thank you for coming to my podcast episode. Happy holidays. And yeah, that's it. I will see you next time. Bye bye.